Hot 1041, STL's number one for hip hop and R&B. What's up, it's Shay Bay with you. And who I got right in front of me, you might have seen her face before on TikTok or any of your social media. She goes by Miri the Siren on there. But I got Miriam with me. What's up?
Hi, girly. How are
I'm
you?
so excited to talk to you. Girl, you've been all over my feed. It was so funny. Danielle actually messaged me like 2 hours after I watched your video. When I stalked you on social media, I was like, who is this girl? You were everywhere. You're killing it.
Thank you, baby. It's been such a whirlwind. Like, I wake up every day, I'm like, I'm not sure if this is real yet. Like, I'm not sure if this is actually my life, but it is. I'm still in shock. I can't believe it.
That's awesome. Now you're from St. Louis, but you don't live here now. When did
Yeah.
you move out of St. Louis?
I moved to St. Louis when I was 16. So
Okay.
that was, gosh, I'm 23 now. So we're looking at a few years ago, almost 7, 8 years ago now. Yeah.
Wow. So why'd you make the move?
My dad's a pharmacist and he got transferred out here. And I
Okay.
remember like when it happened, I was so excited. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a Cali girl. But honestly, nothing beats my hometown, man. I miss y'all dearly. I really do.
Oh my gosh. Do you come back to St. Louis often?
I try to come at least twice a year, probably Christmas
Okay.
and Thanksgiving. I try to go back. But since, this last year, I was able to kind of up my game a little bit. I actually flew a lot of my friends out to Cali to see me because I was like, I want to see you guys regardless. So that was really nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Now I gotta ask you because it's like only the St. Louis thing. You didn't go to high school here though, right? Where were you
I
supposed to go to high
did.
school? Oh, you did. Okay, for a
I
little
went to
bit.
well, I went to Francis Howell. It was really kind of St. Louis, but I
Okay.
we moved to St. Charles when I was like 12, and then I attended Riverbend Elementary School, Walnut Grove Elementary School, and yeah, then we moved to St. Charles, yeah, right around middle school. Then I went to Francis
Okay.
Howell Middle School and Francis Howell High School until my sophomore year.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you graduated in California. Did you go to college at all?
I went to college for a short amount of time. I had a full ride to Biola University, except for my room and board. But then when the pandemic hit, they still wanted us to pay for room or board, even though we
Oh.
couldn't room or board.
Oh no, that's not good. That's never
Yeah.
good.
So I took a break, and then yeah, I was kind of figuring out what I was doing with my life. Like, knew that I wanted to be in the entertainment industry or some kind of creative field. I also got into event planning for a little bit, but was still kind of just trying to figure out like what it was I wanted to do, and felt like I had lost some years to the pandemic. But then it all came full circle last year.
Yes, we got to talk about it. So, you originally got your start on TikTok making videos from Chick-fil-A. When you went to Chick-fil-A, you applied for the job. Did you know that you were going to end up doing all this?
No, and it's so funny because I knew that there was more for me in the creative industry, but I definitely didn't think it was going to be through Chick-fil-A. Like, definitely just I mean, once I started making the videos, it made sense and I felt so comfortable on camera, but when I first started, I just needed to pay my bills, girl. But
I
bills
feel you.
be paid.
I feel that. I actually had a job at Chick-fil-A as well. That was like my second job ever. And I loved it. I feel like it really does like propel you to where you're supposed to go in life. And I feel like you really got that wake-up call when you heard from Chick-fil-A corporate. So tell me what was going through your mind when they told you that you couldn't be posting videos about Chick-fil-A anymore.
You know what? A little part of me like maybe like 10% of me saw it coming. And I think the rest of me was grateful that they let me keep my job. They were letting me keep my videos up because I was making money from those videos. And I think that I knew at that moment it was make or break for me. Like, it was either
Mhm.
I get on the internet and I complain and I throw a tantrum and I pout and I scream, or I say, you know what, it's time to pivot. And if they don't want to work with me, it's their prerogative. There's nothing really wrong with that. They set the tone, and yeah, my next steps determine my future. And so it was a very scary moment to kind of bet on myself and be like, you know what, I'm going to take this opportunity to propel myself forward. But I took that chance and it totally worked out. So it was scary, but it was so worth it. It was so worth it. Shout out Chick-fil-A.
Yes. So run me through that timeline from when Chick-fil-A first contacted you, like corporate did. They said take down, like stop doing the videos. And then you went to your next step trying to figure out what you're going to post on TikTok. About how far long was that?
Girl, I'd say like 5 days.
You were moving fast.
Like, not maybe not even 5 days. If I think about it, I think I took one day in between to like kind of breathe about it, pray with my mom, my family. I wrote a letter to myself and to God just about like what I wanted and what this next season would look like for me. And I put it in his hands. And yeah, I made that video explaining. And I would say by next day, Shake Shack had reached out to me. So I
Wow.
think maybe it was more like 3 days. Like the turnaround was tight.
Did you ever think about in that moment, like when Chick-fil-A first contacted you, were like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm just going to quit?
No, no, it really wasn't in my mind. I really loved my job. Just like you said, like Chick-fil-A really is a great place to work. Like
It
especially
is.
Chick-fil-A, the guy who owns my Chick-fil-A, great guy, great staff at that Chick-fil-A. Like I really love my job. Even in my videos, you could tell I really love what I do. Like I loved coming to work. I built relationships with my team and with my community around. So no, when they were like, yeah, to stop, my first thought was never, I'm quitting. It was more like, okay, well, let's just pivot and see what happens. And then me making my exit from Chick-fil-A was less of, I think people think it was like a me being like, yeah, I'm about to boss up and show you guys, but it was more of just these blessings are coming in left and right. And I have to make that jump for myself. Yeah.
Yes. So you have had a lot of different companies that have reached out to you since Chick-fil-A to work with you. And I feel like you've really propelled yourself into a self brand. And I feel like a lot of times when you are on social media, though, it is hard. Like when everything was coming down with the TikTok ban, were you ever questioning, should I get a real job again? Should I stick with it?
Girl, the Starbucks up the street applied immediately.
Oh,
I
wow.
think for me, I'm now that I've gone through this point of pivoting one time, I wasn't afraid to pivot again. It was scary. I was definitely nerve wracked, trying to figure out what was next for me. But I'm only 23. Like if
Right.
I've already accomplished this much this far, if I got to start over on another platform, then I just have to start over another platform. But yeah, it was definitely a scary time. There's a lot of uncertainty in the air. Even the night that it was down, I was like, oh God, they did it. They actually took it down. But all for it to be literally right back up the next day. So I always feel like God has a plan for me. And I have my own show now on YouTube. So I kind of had already started to pivot. And I kind of viewed it as like, okay, if TikTok is shutting down, I already have a platform on YouTube. Let me just go ahead and invest into my YouTube career. So it was scary, but you got to keep pivoting. Like you don't have time for me. It's like you don't have time to sit and sulk and think about what could be lost. You have to think about what can you gain.
I agree. That's a really good mindset right there. I love hearing that. And you're so positive in all your videos. And, just talking to you right now, I'm like, this girl is so positive. I love talking to you. How do you keep up your positivity?
Oh, it's so much easier to be positive than it is to be negative. Your mental is so important. Even I literally called Danya yesterday to tell her like I was feeling a little like not into it. Like I was feeling unmotivated, and she kind of pushed me to be like, you know what? It's okay to feel unmotivated as long as you pick yourself back up. And I think that giving yourself the space to mourn things that you have lost or to mourn things that you're experiencing, and then turning right back around and saying, okay, now that I've mourned it, I got to stand back up. I got to keep pushing forward. But also, yeah, I just enjoy being nice and kind. I don't want to be known for being mean. I don't want to be known for being rude or greedy or any of those things. It's like I'd much rather put out positivity because I'm going to get it back.
I like that. That's a really good mindset.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to get the negativity back.
I love that. Now, I do want to bring it back to the TikTok ban for a little bit. Now, we have a 75-day below that now, counting, possibly TikTok being banned again. What do you think your next step would be if TikTok would eventually get banned?
Definitely more longer form content. Definitely headed to YouTube. If there's anybody watching this and you're wondering what's next, streaming is up. People love to watch what you're doing in your day to day. YouTube has been a consistent. YouTube has been around since what, like real creatives in the 2010, I'd say is when it really started popping up. People are
Mhm.
still making whole careers off of that. Just jumping to other platforms. I personally would be staying away from Meta. I'm not really a Facebook, Instagram girly like that. That's just not really my thing. But yeah, definitely streaming and my YouTube show is where it's gonna be at for sure.
That's awesome. Now, if somebody's looking to get into an internet career, I would call TikTok an internet career. What
Yes.
would be your first piece of advice?
Consistency. Consistency. I actually had a friend ask me this other day. He was like, okay, how many times do you post today and when do you post? I said, I don't really focus on when I post. I focus on making sure I post at least once a day when I was starting out. Now I can kind of, in my in between days, like right now where I'm kind of figuring out what I want to do next and finding the balance between talking about the real world things and still doing my eating content, I can kind of take some days to figure things out. But when you're first starting out, when you're building that following, every single day you have to post. And it has to be niched. And I think people don't really talk about what a niche is. I hate it when people say niche down, niche down. That's hard to do, but my niche was Chick-fil-A. So I posted every day and my niche was Chick-fil-A. If you want to do food content, then what is your food content going to be? Is it going to be, okay, I'm going to do fast food reviews or I'm going to do home cooking videos? What is it going to be that you post every single day so people can put your name and your face and attach it to something that you're doing consistently? You'll blow up. I promise you. If you have the personality for it, I didn't think it was that easy until it happened. And I was like, I could have done this years ago. Been on
Right.
years ago. Yeah.
Just have to start. So, what made you come up with making the videos at Chick-fil-A?
Girl, just needed something to do on my break. Literally
Okay.
in between time, wasn't really doing anything, wanted to make content, didn't know how. I was like, you know what, I get a free meal every day. And
Hmm.
when you have to eat a free meal every day, you're constantly trying to find ways to kind of make it better or make it more yummy because I'm eating the same thing every single
Right,
day.
right.
And so I was already experimenting. I was already mixing sauces and stuff. And I was like, well, might as well just put it on camera. But I definitely didn't think it was gonna explode the way that it did. I thought it was just gonna kinda I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. I don't know. I just thought it would be cute, a timeline. Just want to look back on it and be like, oh, look at you, you were so cute working at Chick-fil-A and turn into something much, much bigger.
That's beautiful. That's so incredible for real. I am so happy for you and so happy for your journey. Now, you said that you have your own platform that you're doing. You do podcasting, right? Where you do like little food reviews of people?
Yeah, I don't know if to call it. You can help me out with this. I don't know whether to call it a podcast or not. I don't know what it's called because I don't think there's the only thing other thing I could think of is like Chicken Shop Date. That's kind of similar.
I love that. Yeah.
I love Chicken Shop Date, but yeah, just sitting down with people, enjoying a meal, asking them questions without all the drama is really what we're about. Like we want to know about you as a person. We're not going to ask about your personal struggles, your beef in the media. Like that's none of our business. We're here to talk about what you like to do, what are your favorite colors, things like that. It's really a time to sit down and chat like you would when you're out with a friend.
Definitely. So, how do you pick your guests that go on the show?
Honestly, if I'm being so for real right now, girl, at this point we're so early and we're so new. It's whoever agrees to come.
Oh,
Like
cool.
send out full blast to people and be like, hey, we're interested. It's definitely people that I want to know more about or I feel like would be like my dream hangout kind of thing. Like people I'd be like, dang, I want to hang out with this person and see how they are. But right now, it's just whoever says yes. We get a lot of no's, but that'll turn around soon enough. I know I can feel it. We get a lot of no's, but we get some pretty good yeses, and I'm grateful for that. Tia Kim, Orlando Brown, shout out to Young Jock, shout out to Waka. Like I've had some really, really, and we have some good guests coming up. I won't spoil who, but we have some really good guests coming. We've had like, especially for me, just now starting out, like I got to hold Orlando Brown's baby. Like that's crazy. Like I
What?
used to, yeah, like he brought his kids and his wife, and I
Oh
got
my
to hold this
gosh.
baby. He has like a 7 month old girl, like a baby, and I was like, wow, like I used to watch you on TV, and I'm holding your baby is crazy work. Like got to
Wow.
Walker and his private chef. Like his private chef made us lamb chops and char grilled oysters with lobster on top, and I was like, this my life? Like
Girl, living
oh my
it.
gosh. Yeah, so my being on the show is crazy. We've had some really, really wonderful guests.
So, how do you choose what food that you guys are eating?
The guest chooses. I let
Oh,
the guest
okay.
choose. So I tell them, I say, we're gonna come to your city. You're gonna pick the restaurant, and then we'll reach out to the restaurant and make sure it's okay to film. And then we just go and film in whoever's restaurant. So every restaurant we go to, the guest has chosen.
Wow, that's awesome. So, who's a dream guest to get on your podcast or a show?
Oh my gosh. I have to be because there's so many of them. If I gotta go big picture, like the biggest of the biggest, it's Beyonce.
Oh, of
Beyonce,
course.
it's you. You're the cream of the crop. You're the top of the hill for me. Like if I sat down and did an interview with Beyonce, nobody would be able to tell me anything for the rest of my life.
Oh, okay.
That would be like, oh yeah, like I've made it.
Beyonce, we definitely got to get that for you. It's got to be coming.
Yes, yes, it's coming. I can feel it in my bones. Give me 3 years, you'll see with Beyonce. I can feel it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Now you're on YouTube with the show. Where else can people watch the show at? Just YouTube?
Yeah, just YouTube for now.
Okay.
Hoping that'll change. I saw that Hot Ones. I don't know if you saw this, but Hot Ones got bought out by Hulu. Did you see that?
Ooh, no, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
I was like, I didn't even know that was possible for a podcast to get bought out by a major, like a
Okay, yes.
streaming company. So I'm hoping something like that. But right now, YouTube only, and then of course on TikTok or Instagram if you just want to look for like little bite-sized pieces.
You've done so much in 2024. Looking forward to your 2025. What do you hope to accomplish?
I think more recognition. I think I want to push forward with my show more. I also want to get out there in terms of more public speaking. I want to be an encouragement to the people that are the same age as me, older than me, younger than me, people that are trying to find their in between to know like there's hope and there's a plan for you. Yeah, more collaborations, just putting my face out there. I want to build a brand so that my siblings can benefit from nepotism. You get what I'm saying? Like I want to really and put my city on the map too. I feel like St. Louis is such a hidden gem. And when
Hmm.
I finally get big enough to come back and really pour into my city, dream come true. Like that's how I know like, oh, I've made it. Like I hope one day, and this is I'm talking like 10 years forward, 5 years forward, but I hope one day I can open a restaurant in St. Louis and people can come and see me and see my work. And like I really want to bring it all back to St. Louis at the end of the day. Honestly, if I'm being for real, any black owned brand that's trying to come up, I want to take you along with me. Like anybody in my community, even my STL community, no matter what creed, religion you come from, like I'm trying to put my people on the map. And I think that there are big sponsorships that I'd want in terms of like just growing my own brand, right? But I'd love for my story to be more attached to me growing other people's brands. Like not only was she working with these big brands, but she brought so many people from her community along with her, as many as she could. That means the world. But if we're talking number one right now, sacred.
Sacred. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully that happens. Have you worked with any St. Louis brands so far?
I haven't, but let me tell you something. Emo's Pizza. You need to call me immediately.
What's your
I
favorite email topping?
Okay, so you're gonna get a 16-inch, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna get extra cheese, you're gonna get sausage, and you're gonna get bacon. You're gonna get some little cinnamon bites on the side. You have to have and you need toasted ravioli because out in California, their toasted ravioli is cheese. They don't do ground
Ooh,
beef toasted
okay.
ravioli. You can only get that really in St. Louis.
Wow. Okay,
So
that's good to
fried
know.
ravioli, 16-inch, and then cinnamon bites on the side. That's what you get. Incredible.
Mm, that
Incredible.
sounds great. That sounds so good. Now you're making me want to go to emails right now.
I order it. I can't get it unless I order it from Golden Belly or Gold Belly online. I get them shipped here frozen.
Oh, cool.
And it's like $32 a pizza. It's bad.
Oh,
I still
is
pay.
that good? You got to do it. $32 is
It's
worth
so
it.
good. Like I
Exactly. Exactly, girl, with all these partnerships. Are you coming back to St. Louis for 314 Day?
got it. You know what? That's a really good idea. And I didn't even think about that. I will be there. I will.
Good. Yes.
You know what? That's a really good idea.
We got to see you here.
No, I will come see you. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna plan that. Anya, me and you, we got some time.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
have
Let's make it
a road
happen for
trip. Yes,
sure.
please. Yeah.
Manifesting this for you. I hope that you get everything you want. You've already accomplished so much on the way. Like, I feel like in your energy, it's just bound to happen. You got to get this.
Oh, thanks, baby. That's so sweet. Also, your smile. We got a
Oh, thank you so much.
girl looks good. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty.
Thank you so much. You are so beautiful. Now, I know you're super busy and you got to get back to working, but let everybody know where they can find you on social media, what accounts you're on, what your tags are.
Yeah, Miri the Siren on all tags in terms of my personal socials. That's TikTok, that's Instagram, that's Threads, that's X. If you're looking for me on YouTube, it's The Flavor Show. At The Flavor Show, you can also look that up on Instagram and TikTok. You can find our full interviews on YouTube. If you just want to see what we're about, check out our Instagram and our check out our TikTok. And our Instagram, it'll show you like little clips so you can get a feel. But yeah, that's where you can find me, Miri the Siren, baby. If you just look me up on Google, you'll find me.
Yes, for sure. Awesome. Well, huge congratulations on everything so far. So looking forward to what you accomplished this year. And thank you so much for talking to me.
Thanks for having me, girl. It feels so unreal. Like 104? Me? Oh, literally a dream. It's a dream come true. I'm so excited.